Jim Jordan steamrolls a Democrat activist.
My constituents are furious at the refusal of the Republican Party to take serious action on gun violence in this country. We cannot and we should not continue to live and die this way. It'll only be a matter of minutes before we hear of the next grotesquely gruesome slaughter of our citizens. And I yield back.
I thank the chair. I would just do a quick response, and I'll be happy to yield to Mr. Tiffany, Mr. Chairman. An FBI that has a field office, the Richmond field office, which puts out a memo, and the memo says if you're a pro-life Catholic, you're an extremist, you're a radical, and we're going to look to put sources inside the parish, inside the church to spy on you. I do think we should evaluate how the American tax dollar going to that organization is being spent. That to me seems common sense. And we know that happened because a brave whistleblower came to this committee and said this was going on in Richmond. Now, to the FBI's credit, they rescinded that memorandum, what they call a domain perspective. But would they have done that but for that brave whistleblower coming forward and telling us that? When you got that kind of activity going on and a host of other things that this committee has uncovered, I do think you have to look at the appropriations process and make a decision there. Maybe some of the tax money going to this organization should be spent a little differently. That's what this committee has said. A number of us have said. We're not for taking it away from the rank and file, the good agents out there in the field doing good work, but we are for looking at things like that and saying, maybe you shouldn't be getting all the money you're getting.
Will the gentleman yield?
No, I will not. Not till I finish.
The gentleman yield?
I will not till I finish here. That's what we're concerned about. But you read that memo, and they were looking to put sources, develop informants inside the church if you're a pro-life, pro-family Catholic.
Will you yield
Think
now?
about that. And the FBI was looking at putting sources in the church to snitch and spy on parishioners.
Mr. Chairman,
You've got to
will
be
you yield?
kidding me. Be happy to yield.
Thank you very much. So it seems to me that it is very clear you support defunding the FBI.
I didn't say that. I said we got to look at one of the things we do in this business in this Congress is you look at how you appropriate funds, and we will have recommendations going to the Appropriations Committee about how they should use the people I represent in the 4th District of Ohio, the numerous Catholics I represent in the 4th District of Ohio. They have a say in how their money is spent. We are certainly going to look at that. If you don't want to, if you just want to keep sending money to the FBI that's spying on people in church, go right ahead and take that position. The Republicans on this committee will not, and we're going to look at it. You may not want to, but we do. We do, and I guarantee, I bet you have Catholics in your district who want you to look at it.
You know, Jim Jordan is always on point, and here what he's talking about is still happening today, happening every day in America. The biggest threat to democracy is MAGA Republicans, parents at school board meetings. And now a recent news article came out and said that rural Trump-supporting Americans are the biggest threat to democracy. Does anyone really believe that? And what Jim Jordan also went into here was that our FBI was dedicated resources, aka taxpayer dollars. That means your hard-earned money, my hard-earned money, time spent away from our families, working hard and toiling just for our money to go back and spy on us. You know why? They're not spying on us because we're doing anything wrong. They're spying on us because they don't like our political ideology. They don't like Donald J. Trump. You know, when the Supreme Court came out 9-0 in favor of President Trump being on the ballot, he gave a great speech. And he said, this isn't about me, it's about you. And he is right. He is just the person. First test case. Look what happened on January 6th to grandmothers who just walked in the Capitol, but you could burn down Portland, New York City, Minnesota, DC, Philadelphia. Those people aren't sitting and rotting in jail. It's because of ideology. We cannot prosecute and persecute our political enemies in a constitutional republic, aka the United States. So Jim Jordan, I think he needs to do a lot more steamrolling like this and exposing the fraud in the swamp that is Washington. Because these people are scared that we are going to be more powerful than their establishment. And all we really want, peace, safe border, police who protect us, cheap gas, no foreign wars, low interest rates, I don't think we're asking for a lot. We basically want to be left alone.